been a while. Well, here today, as you can see, I will be building a KBD75v2 for one of my clients. And I love this case personally. It's one of the best sounding cases I feel from KBD fans that they offer. I think personally that this case is pretty damn great. Sounds great, feels great, looks great. And today I'll be pairing it up with Gateron Black inks, which I think are closer. No, not black inks, sorry, just Gateron Blacks. Lubed and filmed. My light's a bit strong, hang on. It's a bit dark. Let me fix that. Alright. That should help you see it better. Anyways, yeah, so today we're building the KBD75v2. Yeah, again, it's a board I personally like a lot, and I feel it's a very, very nice sounding board as well. So let's start. This case is straight out of the box. I've only opened it for initial inspections first, and from what we can see, straight out of the box you have many standoffs going throughout the board here. And well, this one is pristine. The red is a very nice red color with the LED with RGB diffuser acrylic strip here across the front, and on the bottom it's a very, very nice red, as you can see. And I think it's pretty really nice, I feel. So you have your little X, and there's a little wave graphic here. It's a decently hefty board, not the heaviest, but not the lightest either. So the board comes pre-screwed with a few screws here. So let's go ahead and take it out. And once I take these screws out, wait. Okay, so it's only screwed in with 2 screws at the start, and we'll screw in the rest later. But the board only comes pre-screwed with 2 screws, and so when you take those out, you open the case, and so you can have access to the acrylic mid layer and the top case here. So the top case is a generic top case with your screw holes in the top and the bottom. The acrylic layer, which we'll peel later, is here. This diffuses the RGB, and here's the bottom case. It's a simple wedge. You can change this out for a weight at the back if you want, but it's not anything out of the ordinary for a case. So first things first, this bottom case needs bump-ons. So KBD fans sends you a set of bump-ons when you order this case. And it's really simple to put on. All you have to do is put a bump on here, a bump on here. Nice, bro, your keyboard. Yeah, it's your keyboard. How you doing? A bump on here, and a bump on over here. And all 4 are sitting nice and in. And we can put this away for now. We don't really have to care about this that much anymore. So we can put this away. And today, this board is being built with Durock stabs as usual. Oh, not these ones in particular. These ones are being built with, where are my stabs? Oh, here. These ones. Durock stabs. I mean, for me, they've worked fine. I've never really had a problem with them. They're solid stabs. So we have our spacebar wires, our mod wires, and our housings and screws. And before we play around with the stabs, we gotta play around with the, oh, did my camera move a bit? Oops. Okay, anyways, we gotta play around with the PCB first. So here's the KBD75v2 PCB. It's a generic PCB. Has your underglow LEDs across the bottom. You have one reset switch in the middle over here. Target infinite money. Shut up, Azrael. This isn't mine. This is for a client, so I don't have infinite money. You have your USB port on the back here. It's a USB-C, as you can see. And so first things first, we're gonna test the PCB and flash it. Still more money than I ever had. Sell me your Octagon. You have more money. Sell your Octagon. Okay, so first of all, before we open this up and do anything with it, we need to flash this PCB with VIA. And so VIA is what allows the keyboard to be controlled. What layout? It's going to be in the standard 75% layout, because it is a KBD75v2. I'm not splitting backspace, I'm not splitting right shift, because again, it's for a client and not mine, and I'm going with a tried and tested layout. So as you can see, here's my desktop. You can't even, yeah, you can't split right shift on a 75. I'm not gonna split backspace. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna split backspace. So when we plug it in, it loads up on VIA, like normal. But the problem with the ones that KBD75 comes with is the underglow effects don't work when on the standard version of VIA. So what you gotta do is you have to first, okay, it's very bright. You're gonna hit the reset button on the PCB. Alright, and it's gonna detect it on yeah, it's a bit bright, I'm sorry about that, but it's going to detect it on QMK Toolbox, and this is how you're gonna flash the PCB. So what we're gonna do is we're going to select the right hex file here to flash for VIA, and all you have to do is hit flash. And now all I gotta do is unplug it, plug it back in, and it should show up on VIA fine, and the lighting should be perfect. You should be able to control the lighting now, and works like a charm. So I'm gonna keep it off first, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test the keys. So this is the layout that I'll be going for, the standard 75% layout. And so when you go to test the keys, you can, I use VIA's built-in key tester for this out of simplicity, but you can use literally any software for this. There are tons of softwares that test keys for you. All you have to do is take this PCB and a pair of tweezers. So where are my tweezers? All you do is take a pair of tweezers and you jump the contacts between the two switches, and this registers a key press on the PCB. So as you see, when I press escape here, escape lights up on VIA. So that's how it works. And so I'm just gonna go through and test every single key on this board. Wait. Okay, I gotta select VIA. Here. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, F9, F10, F11, F12, and then print, scroll lock. Oh no, not scroll lock. What are these bound to? Oh, function. Okay, I'll rebrand that later. So this is delete, home. I'm gonna test the right. Thanks for the follow, Hifling. End, and test the arrows here, and test the bottom row. Okay, Windows is working because it opens up Windows. Space is working. Right function's working. Right control is working. And so is right menu. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. So now we can do the alphas, just to make sure that every key on the PCB is working. Okay, everything is working perfectly fine. And caps lock. Oh, that noise is really a pain sometimes. But I set it so that when I press caps lock, it gives me a noise, so I know when I accidentally activate it. Oh man, I didn't even select VIA, so I can't even test it. Oops. So I'm just gonna go ahead and test the top row really fast. I'm gonna test the rest of the PCB really fast so we can get on with the rest of the build. Oh my god, I didn't select VIA again. ERTYUIOP, and then close, open, and pipe. Alright, everything works. That's great. So that means I can disconnect the PCB and we can prep the PCB with the stabilizers. So, today it's standard D-Rock stabilizers, some of my favorites. I love D-Rock stabilizers. And we've got the wires, so I'm going to put the wires to the side for now and focus on the housings and stems, because this is what matters. And first I'm going to lubricate the stabilizers using Krytox 205G0. Here. So let me just get my Krytox out. Here's my Krytox, my tub of Krytox 205G0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the housings like this. I'm going to take a little bit of lube and coat the insides of the housings. Like this. I don't know if it's very clear. And I'm going to do this for all the housings. Make sure to get a nice even coat on there. Hey, what's up, Zezzy? How are you doing? Six, 7. I'm doing great today. How about me? I'm tired after a full day's of work. Came back and then I started lubing as soon as I got home to get this build ready, because there's a lot of switches to lube. Yeah, so it's been a lube day for me. Not much. I just, you know, chucked on a TV show, started lubing and watching the show at the same time. It's kind of a brainless task for me. So anyways, those are the stab housings lube. So we can start assembling the stabilizers. Speaks like a pro. Not really so much of a pro, just, you know, something to pass the time. Okay, so when assembling your stabs, you want to make sure, how many did I lube? About 90. There's a notch here, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but just be careful. When you're assembling stabilizers, there's a notch on the end, and you want to line it up with the notch in the housing over here. I don't think it's very clear. But just remember to always line up your stabs properly, because I've made mistakes where I haven't lined up the stab properly, and it gave me huge headaches. So just make sure that your stab is always lined up nicely, so that your stab is always, well, perfect. Can't multitask. When you lube switches, you can only listen to music, and other things are not possible. I see. Why not? I mean, like, why can't you listen to music? You're just sitting there and, well, brushing well, brushing lube onto the switches. Like, there's nothing wrong with listening to music or watching a show, isn't there? I mean, even then, you don't have to devote all you're very serious when you lube. Aren't we all? We're all very serious when we lube. Yeah, you should be serious when you lube. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, I guess, listening to music or watching a show while doing that to, you know, make the time more entertaining. And now that the housings are done, we can put our Crytox away. And we can go to my best friend, Permatex. So, let me get my Permatex can. This is usually the messiest part of the build, but basically what you do is you dunk the wire into Permatex, and this reduces the chance of rattle in your wires. So you can get a nice thick coating of Permatex on there. You just pop the wire into the stab here. These are the V1 stabs, not the V2 G-Rock stabs, but the V1 stabs are solid still. The V2 stabs are nice too, but I don't see anything wrong with the V1 stabs, though people have had issues with wire popping. So just to put that out there. I haven't had any issues with that, but some people have. Yeah, today's V1. So we can go ahead and screw our first set of stabilizers onto the board. Yeah, today's V1. The one I'm more used to. So it's a more traditional stab. Okay, shut up, bot. You want to become famous? No, I do not. I'm just here to... You always thought stabilizer wire is above. You mean above is in like above the spacebar? Oh. Below? I'm lining it up with the holes in the PCB. What I do is I usually... you just want to make sure that the clips of the stabilizers go into the larger hole on the PCB. That's all you need to make sure of. Is that the clips are in the larger hole of the PCB. And the screw goes into the smaller hole. And it's rinse and repeat with the other stabilizers. Thanks for the tips. Don't thank me. Like, we need mod. Zezzy, you want to become a mod? You seem to be here a lot. How would you like to become a mod? Yes, please. Okay, how do I mod you? Why not? /mod Zezzy Z. Alright, you're a mod. Enjoy yourself. Don't abuse power. Buy me lube? What lube do you need? You get modded. I can't buy you lube. Lube is like everywhere. You just get a tub of Permatex or something. Yeah, it's a joke. Don't worry, you are now a mod here. How is it like being a mod? I didn't realize I needed to mod people, but now they're bots, so... Okay, left shift. So again, just look at the PCB. I look at the PCB. You like modding stabs? Ah, I see. I see. Funny. But yeah, just remember the clip goes into the larger hole of the PCB, not the smaller one. So doesn't matter whether it's in above or below. Just make sure that you have the screws in the right hole. And if your screw's in the right hole, your stab should be perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. Two more. I'm in mod view. What is it like in mod view? Does it look different? Very different. Cool. I mean, you hear a lot anyways, so might as well. Oh, that one doesn't have enough Permatex on it. Put more Permatex. It's kind of late today. I just realized how long it took me to lube. Lubing takes a long time. I mean, yeah, to an extent, it's quite labor intensive. So that's what I do on my downtime. Usually, if I have a batch of switches to lube, and like, you know, I have a bunch of free time, I have a lot of free time, then like, you know, after work or something, I just get to lubing, because I know it's time consuming, but it's also, oh, you timed them out, nice. Okay, so you can time people out, cool. Thank you, mod. But yeah, I just lube in my like in my free time. So, are you timing out the... You're timing out the bots from spamming, I'm assuming. If I time them out... Where'd the screw go? I dropped the screw. I think you can do both, no? Can you not time them out and report? Yeah, those annoying bots. I don't know what's the point of those. Like, it's kind of pointless. Really, just getting bots to go join people's streams. Anyways, last stab to assemble, and then I will check for rattle. All right, who's UKJ Davis? Is there more bots? There's more bots now? Why do most people prefer soldered versions over hot swappable ones? For several reasons, actually. First of all, soldered boards are always cheaper because you don't have to pay for the hot swap sockets. Second of all, soldered boards are usually more stable. The switches are more stable inside. Yeah, when soldered switches are more stable than in hot swap sockets. Also, you know, hot swap sockets have a chance of failing sometimes. I've heard stories of hot swap sockets failing or falling out. There's many reasons, as well as also solderable PCBs have many more layout options compared to hot swap PCBs. Because if you buy a hot swap PCB, you are stuck with the layout that you buy the hot swap sockets in. Whereas on a soldered PCB, you can choose any layout you want, and that is one of the helpful things. You have an open layout. Hi Sans, how are you today? Okay, so now that we're done with this, we can check for rattle. And how I'm going to do that is by using a 2U key. Let me get a 2U key out here. Alright, so you get one of these. I get a switch that's lying around. Is the wires also not in the same direction? The stab wires, yeah. So these are usually inverted over here. Usually. But don't worry about the directions. As long as you're following the right holes on the PCB, you should be fine. It won't be a huge hassle to desolder whenever you want to switch switches. That's the thing. Calvin Nostel. Most people know what switches they want to get before they solder a board together, and if they know what switches they want to get. Yeah, smaller holes are for screws. If they know what switches they want to get already, then what is the point of desoldering? Because if they're happy with it, then there's no point with desoldering. I mean, hot swap, sure, you can switch switches out, and it's a good idea maybe if you don't know what switches you want. But for most people who know what switches they want, then hot swap is, I mean, soldering is fine because they're never going to switch their switches. Anyways, the enter key has no rattle. Neither does the shift. Neither does the backspace. Let's check left shift. Seems fine there. And now the space bar. Ooh, I need to find a space bar. Do I have a space bar lying around here? I do. Let me grab a space bar. Here, I have a space bar lying around. Perfect. The spacebar has no rattle either. That is good news, which means we can get on to soldering the board. And today's switches are Gatoron Blacks, a switch that I personally like a lot. So we start with 4. Let me heat up my iron while we're doing this, and while I introduce today's plate. Today's plate is the KBD Fans KBD75 aluminum blade. It's a pretty standard blade in a universal layout, but I have a soft spot for aluminium plates. I really love aluminium plates. I love how they sound, I love how they feel, and I genuinely prefer aluminium plates over brass. Features of this PCB, first of all, it has south-facing switches. Do T1s. T1 switches? Well, if a client wants T1 switches, then I may build one with T1s, but I don't have T1s on hand with me right now, so I can't exactly do a T1 build. Oh, this switch has a bent leg. Okay, let me straighten that out. And make sure that it goes in all the way. Yeah, T1 switches. I think T1 switches are nice. I like T1 switches a lot. I like tactile switches in general, but a lot of people don't. Okay, so I need to open my brass wool and get some solder, so we're ready to solder. So what I usually do is I solder the 4 corners first, just to anchor the plate in place. And then from there we can insert the rest of the switches. So let me just get these in. How do you rate machos versus T1s? I personally haven't tried machos, so I can't really give an opinion on those. But I do like T1s a lot. I think I'm a fan of tactile switches, so I'm a bit biased towards that. But I haven't tried machos, so I can't really give you my opinion on machos. I wish I could, but I haven't tried machos, and I don't have any on hand with me now, so I don't think I can give you an informed opinion on the Gatoron machos. Or is it Gatoron? I think it's Gatoron. Alright, so we've got those 4 switches in. Let's get the rest. These are still fresh off my lubing station. That's how freshly lubed these switches are. They're still resting on my lubing station. So let's get some out. Oh, C3, right? No, C3 ran it, but they're not the manufacturers. I thought machos were ran by Gatoron. That's what I thought, at least. Ooh, that plate needs more switches to hold on. The thing about Milky Tops is when you film them, they're actually decently tight, so you have to make sure that the tops are closed all the way. If not, they won't fit into the plate very nicely. But don't worry, because so far all these are fitting fine. Just make sure that it's snapped into the plate nicely, and you're good to go. So we'll just solder these switches in. Anyways, what are you guys' favorite switches? Since, you know, I like my switches, everyone has a different preference on their switches. What are you guys' favorite switches? I want to know what the community likes. Do you guys like clickies, linears, tactiles? Because I personally like tactiles, and it's not the most popular. Everyone always is after that. Smooth linears. Linear. We've got linears. We've got linear fans. Do you guys have any favorite linears in particular? I'm alright with linears. Gat yellows. The budget king of switches. Telios V2. Oh, those are some expensive switches. One of your favorite. Ah. I've had some experience with Telios. They are really smooth, but I personally feel like they're not really worth the price that they cost. They're just so expensive. Like, I cannot justify ever building a board with Telios with that price. Like, man, Zeal switches are expensive in general. Not just the Telios, but the Xylants, the Zelios. It's mad. You're trying the milky top black bottom yellows. You haven't tried the milky top black bottom yellows yet? Everyone has. But yeah, basically these switches are basically milky top black bottom yellows, but with heavier springs, the Gatoron black springs basically. It's the same mold, KS3. These are the KS3 X47s. Okay, I need to figure out which one was the 1.75U shift, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. I will double check that later. 60 gram? I think it's 80 grams, if I'm not wrong. 70 or 80 grams. Definitely heavier than the yellows. It's the same weight as the cherry blacks, so quite heavy. Actuation force? Yeah, I think it's 70 gram actuation and 80 bottom out, but I may be wrong on that. Yeah, it's heavy. It's a heavy switch. Yeah, there's a problem though. The milky tops are really loose sometimes. You have to make sure that they are closed well. The Kale Box Black was already... It should be similar to the Kale Box Black, I think, because blacks are usually about the same weight. So Kale Box Blacks should be similar. Cheers to yellows. I'm personally a big fan of Gat yellows. I like Gat yellows. Definitely worth the price. Gat yellow switches. I mean, like, how many Telios can you buy with... No, how many Gat yellows can you buy with one Telios? It's like 4 or 5 Gat yellows per Telios. And that just shows, like, the insane price difference between those switches. And they're manufactured by the same place, too, because Zeal switches are made... Yeah, in Gatoron. Yeah, after you lube them, they sound really great. Exactly. Lubed Gat yellows sound great. I love lubed Gat yellows. Okay, let's get the switches in so I can solder. Thocky. Yeah, you're using Gat yellows for work? Nice. Good job. Yeah, Gat yellows are great. Gat yellow gang. We are the Gat yellow gang. And I mean, for the price, I think Gat yellows are just worth it. They're so worth it. After lube, it sounds so creamy. Yeah, they just sound nice. Especially the milky top variant. The milky top variant sounds great. Ice creamy. Yeah. So I'm gonna switch desk mats because I don't want to ruin this mat when I solder on it, because some of the solder might sputter off. There's already a bit of solder on my mat, which I'm kind of pissed about. So I'm gonna go switch mats after. Whoa, you got lube Gat yellows for 30 bucks. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Gat yellows are cheap. They are amazingly cheap. My current board is hot swap 3-pin, so you can't try those yet. Ah, I see. Well, when's your soldered board coming? When are you gonna solder together your Gat yellow board? Vega is coming. But isn't Vega also hot swap? Man, when are you gonna solder a board together? Or did you get the solder add-on? No, your match was already on the 28th. Can't wait to try them. Nice. 5-pin. Yeah, exactly. Where did you get the matchos from? Did you get them on Group Buy? Kevin. Yeah, Vega's hot swap. I was asking if he got the solder PCB add-on, because there's an add-on for solder PCB that you can use, which is basically, well, a solderable PCB instead of the hot swap. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the hot swap Vega. The Vega's a cool board. You found a friend selling it. Nice. Okay, before I solder, I'm gonna go switch my desk mat because I don't want to fuck this desk mat up anymore. Where's my desk mat? There it is. Here, work mat. This is the mat I can fuck up. When did I get them on the Vega board? Right now it's overhyped at 870 SGD. Yeah. It is an expensive board. But, I mean, it should be fine. No big deal. GB ETA 1 year. It's a long wait, but that's everything in the keyboard world. Everything in the keyboard world comes with a long wait. So, I don't think it's a huge surprise. How many switches do I usually buy? I usually buy in 90s because my favorite form factor is, well, TKL. I either buy in 90s or 120s. Most of the time, at least. Yeah, this hobby definitely trains your patience. You gotta be patient for everything. Wait for shipping, you gotta be patient while waiting for group buys. Just be patient, man. This hobby is not for the impatient. If you're impatient, this is not the hobby for you. Well, you can be impatient if you have a lot of them. Should you get 90s for the Milky Cat Yellows too? I mean, the Vega is a 65%. So it uses 80 keys. No, wait, what am I talking about? It has 68 keys, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, you can get 70 if you want, like, 2 left over, or 90 for redundancy. But I usually get 90 anyways, just for redundancy's sake. But if I'm yes, Vega, wait, I think it's a 65%. Now my brain is hurting. But yeah, I'll have 68 switches in it. Yeah, 65% will have 68 switches. So you can buy 70. So I usually buy 70 for 60% and 65% if I'm not cherry picking. If I'm cherry picking, then I buy 90. Yeah. But that's just what I do. So don't take that as your like rule, because that's just, you know, a number I feel comfortable with. But if you want like the bare minimum with like maybe 1 or 2 extras, then 70 is the number to go for. You need the allowance. Like, yeah, probably 80 then. Yeah, 80 would be a nice number. Just in case, you know, you fuck up a switch or two. That redundancy, that extra buffer of having some extra switches, that's nice to have, always. And I think with GAT Yellows, they're pretty cheap too, so it's not gonna hurt your wallet a ton. Like, maybe if you're cherry picking for like black inks or something like that, where it's really expensive, it's really not worth it. And with black inks, you nearly always have to cherry pick anyways, because some of them are inconsistent. You broke the copper. How do you break a switch leg? That has never happened to me. Did he just overbend it? How? Inks are Super X. Yeah, exactly. And you have to what's it called? You have to cherry pick them too. That makes them even more expensive. But how do you break a switch leg? That is insane. You're just thinking because it was bent, you kept bending it and it broke. So you like overbent it? Is that what you're saying? Damn, that's rough. Overbending. Okay, well let's get the rest of these switches out here because they're still in my loop station. I literally just booted up the stream after I finished looping this board. Oh, dropped one. Where's everything? Let me just grab these. Sorry for the wait. What do I do with all my spare boards? I don't have a lot of spare boards. I currently daily drive my F18X. And I have my KBD8X at work right now. So there's not really much I do with my spare boards. Like sometimes maybe I rotate around a bit. Tarek as Gion Sim. Yes I am. Thanks for the follow, Kelvin Ostel. But yeah, I don't have many boards, so there's not much. Most of the boards I build are for clients, so they're not mine to begin with. So I mean, it's not that hard for me because I don't have a lot of boards to play around with. I kind of just have what I have. Okay, 4 more switches on the looping station. There we go. How many clients do I have on average in a month? Not that, like a decent amount, I guess. I think I have maybe a few more lined up coming up soon. I don't have an exact figure for you because I can't really put my head on it now. It's not the most consistent number because, you know, fluctuations in shipping time and whatnot. Okay, this switch is not in right. Let me pull that out. Wait, it seems to be open. Let me just open it up and reclose, realign the film. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this switch doesn't like to close. That milky top is too soft. What films do I use? I usually use 0.15mm TX films. They are personally one of my favorite films. I love TX films. TX films are great. Yeah. TX films have been like a brother to me. They have been steady. Yeah, you use them on Galliellos, exactly. TX films are some of the better films, I guess. I mean, they're also the easiest to apply, in my opinion, compared to the HTV double layer films and like Desky's films. That switch is not on right either. Damn milky tops. They're soft. You've been wondering how other types of films differ. Usually it's the material that they're made in. So, which board would I sound closest to the Vega board, in my opinion? Skipping Polaris. That is not an easy question to answer because the sound of a board is dependent on so many factors, not just the board itself. I can't give you an answer off the top of my head, but I would look for, you know, a board with a similar mounting system, which is, you know, your sandwich gasket thing with the strips. But I don't have an exact answer. Like, do you have options? Like, what kind of sound are you gunning for would be a more easy way to approach this. It's like, is there a specific sound you're looking for? What's wrong? Is there a specific sound you're gunning for? Like, I mean, obviously the closest sounding board to the Vega for me would have easily been what's it called? The Polaris, but you said skipping Polaris. So I actually have no clue. Because after Vegas got shipped, a few build streams, yeah, they all sound pretty similar because, I mean, aren't they all the same board? Oh, the Pebble sound, the Raindrop, I'm assuming. Like, but yeah, I mean, well, they would all sound pretty similar because they are the same board. So I wouldn't see why they would sound different. That one's not in. Oopsie. Let's get you out and close. Are you talking about the KBD fans Pebble by when you say Pebble? They give off a slightly different sound. Not a huge difference for me. I think, yeah, the keycaps make a slight difference in sound, but not a huge difference. So it's not like a huge, like some people are super nitpicky. I barely hear a difference in keycap, in the effect that keycaps make. So, but you know, some people think there's a huge difference. Some people think there's no difference. I think there's very little difference, honestly. So I really don't. Can you YouTube Vega Teja? Maybe I'll pull up that sound. Oh, you watched it. Okay, I know what sound you're talking about now. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's the combination of not just the board, but his surroundings, the microphone he uses, you know. I don't know how else to explain it to you. It's not an easy thing to explain. Pull it up. I'll pull it up after I'm done soldering. I want to finish this first. Yeah, I'll pull it up after I'm done soldering. I wonder if your Vega will sound like this. What's a good clone to use instead of GMK ones? Honestly, well, if you're looking for aesthetics, just get, you know, a clone GMK set. No one's gonna judge you if you do. It's not a huge deal if you do. Just, you know, knock yourself out, get a clone GMK set. That's too close. That is about right. Oh, I need to line up the spacebar one though. Where's my spacebar? I had a spacebar a minute ago. There it is. It will be, I guess, similar. What switches am I using? In this... in the Vega. He said he was using Gatoron yellows, if I'm not wrong. That's what I heard. If I heard correctly, at least, he said he was going to be using Gatoron yellows. Yeah, get yellows. EBPD double shot ABS. I'm impressed with EBPD double shot ABS. I like EBPD. The double shot ABS by EPPT is surprisingly nice to use. The only the problem with me and EPPT double shot ABS is the fact that they don't have barred keys. It's only deep dishes. And I like my barred keys, so I mean, that doesn't make it unusable. You know, I would just prefer having barred keys over deep dishes, but I still use it. I still use the Dolch on my KBD8X. Macho switches used, bro. It will sound awesome. Is that what made you order machos? Tejas type test? Is that what made you order the machos? I mean, if they're too heavy for you, you can always spring swap. There's nothing wrong with spring swapping either. Oh, the banana splits, right. But yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. ZZ? Yeah, just spring swap if it's too heavy. If you really like that switch, you want that color for it, then go for it. You have to spend extra money to change springs. I mean, it's like $10 for a pack of like 100 springs or something like that. Less? Z is okay. Alright, Z. I'll call you Z from now on. But yeah, springs aren't that expensive, I guess. I mean, you can wait for the next Spirit group buy for Spirit springs. Or, you know, you can grab some TX springs. Yes, sadly. What are you saying yes to? Is it like you're sadly as in you bought it because of Teja? Oh, you got tempted. You got tempted. The classic, you got tempted. I mean, you didn't spend that much on them anyways. So I don't think it's that bad. Lucky. Yeah, the Gat Yellow sound is nice. Wait till you try the Milky Top Black Bottom Gat Yellows. Those sound really good. So excited for those. Yeah. What's your current board C? Since you said you have a 3-pin hot swap. What 3-pin hot swap are you using? Since most of them are using 5-pin now. You're so mad because of Teja? Because he made you spend money? I mean, you chose to spend the money. Don't be mad at him. You just got tempted. Don't blame Teja. Ah, the Techwear Phantom Elite. I mean, Techwear is pretty solid for the price. You cannot fault Techwear. I mean, for the price that they offer it at, the Phantom Elite is a great board. Yeah, your current board sounds great too. Did you mod it? I'm guessing you replaced the stabs with Panda stabs. Maybe Band-Aid modded it. Replace the switches, lube the switches. Am I going along the right lines here? I mean, there's not much to mod. You could foam it. You didn't change the stabs? Oh, why didn't you change the stabs? Get Panda stabs. A lot better. Get Panda stabs. Well, I mean, I guess you won't have to soon because you bought Vega. I mean, what a purchase, man. Did you get tempted too, Vega? I'm just fooling around. Yeah, it's awesome, but didn't expect Vega to flip till 8. Vega is hyped up as hell. Especially to newcomers. Newcomers are all hyped up. You didn't want to open up the Alu top. You don't have to open up the Alu top to take out the... Oh, you do know. You can take out the stabs. Just get some Panda stabs. It's great. Oh, you wanted it because it was in stock. Wow. You don't like to wait, huh? Well, then why didn't you grab one of those NK65s? So much cheaper. Or wait for the KBD67 Lite. This switch has a Bentley. Let me take that out. Everglide stabs are awesome. Yeah, exactly. Everglide stabs are great for the price. You bought NK... Oh my. So what are you going to do with the milkshake? The C3, okay. The thing about the C3 stabs is I've heard issues with wires popping on the C3 stabs quite a lot. And apparently the C3 wire popping issue was quite widespread. I mean, sure, they look pretty, but apparently, you know, they pop. Hope it works properly. Yeah. It probably will work properly. Like, just pray that your wires won't pop. Anyways, one last row to go. OG pen has like rose. Oh, that sounds pretty. Rose gold stab wires. This leg is also bent. So let me take this out. And unbend it. I mean, your Vega is rose gold, but who's going to see your stab wire? It's under the plate, and then on top of that, under the switches. No one is going to see your stab wire. What's up, I am Siler? What's up? Welcome back. How are you today? Do you know where I can find the VFL for the Joe Ellis? Oh, yeah. I have the JSON. The JSON is some. PM me on Discord at tarkn #1111. I'll send you the JSON file for it. It's not a VIA file, so you don't flash it on. You just load it into the VIA design tab. NK65 is decent, right? For sure. It's like 360 for. I mean, Random Frank P. I don't have much to say about that, you know? I'm kind of impartial on that, but I think the NK65 is a decent board altogether. I mean, S360 kind of steep. I mean, considering that the original NK65 EE went for, what, 100 US? Not much. Patiently waiting for your... When is your Vega arriving? Have you gotten shipping updates? People have started receiving their Vegas already. Any idea your ETA on your Vega? The silicone base foam is kind of interesting. On the Vega? I don't know. I didn't really look at the Vega that much actually because I didn't have much interest in it. But anyways, we are done. Which means time to test the PCB and make sure it's all working. Alright, let me turn you over. And I'll bring back VIA. Which gets detected, and all I gotta do now... Okay, I'm gonna change this to scroll lock just for consistency's sake. Hang on, 1 minute. Okay, hang on, sorry about that. Shit, okay, I need to test. One minute, sorry. Okay, wait, let's go back to testing. Okay. Alright. Right alt, okay. Something tells me I forgot to solder right alt. I did not solder right alt. I completely skipped over right alt. Whoops. But anyways, we're done soldering the board together. Everything works. Okay. So now this goes back in the case. But before we do that, we have to do something very special, which is prep the acrylic mid layer. So what I've got to do now is peel this acrylic paper. Let me just get rid of Via. Here. How do I peel this off? I'm gonna use my tweezers to sort of pry. Oh man, this is tough. Peeling the acrylic diffuser layer. It's not easy. Kevin said they have the boxes ready to be. Oh, nice. That's fast. But I saw some people already receive Vega. So how do I peel this layer off? Damn, it's sticky. Those are without. Yeah, anyone have any idea how to peel this layer off, please? Anyone? I cannot seem to peel this acrylic layer off. Z, come on. Help me out here. Oh, I've got it. Sharp scissors. I don't want to scratch the acrylic. Scratching the acrylic would be a nightmare. Okay, well, I've got one side off. Now the other side. Ruler? Could work, but I don't think the ruler is sharp enough. Like anything that's sharp enough to pry this open, I feel will just scratch the board. It's not easy, man. The holes there. Yeah, I tried. Oh, I got it. Nice. Okay, I tried going off on the holes. Didn't really work. There I go. Yeah. Everything is pretty much off. Problem without fingernails. Yeah. Okay. So, it is time to put the main board together. And for that, we're gonna need something. First of all, we're building this with the pre-cut case foam from the KBD10. I think it's just gonna make the build that much more thocky. And secondly, where are my case screws? Let me find the case screws. Hang on. I had them here a minute ago. Ah, here we go. Here are the case screws. Be right back. You need water. See you. Alright, go get some water, Z. First things first, we mount this to the bottom case. So, being a tray mount, we need to screw this into the bottom case. And to do that, first, we have to install the foam. Is it? No, we install the acrylic layer first. Right. And then we install the foam. These are Gatoron Blacks. I like how the foam has cutouts for the LEDs and the PCB. So I'm actually gonna go line this up first, just to make sure that the diffusion works and it's all nice and put together. And next I'm going to take the plate screws. And these are what screw the board together. Where did my screwdriver go? Here it is. So now I'm just going to line the screws up. Hang on, I'm going to switch on my lamp so I can see the screws. It might be a bit bright for you. Just for this little minute. But I just need to see, to line the screw holes up so I don't mess this up. Okay, that screw is biting. I'll line this one up. Sorry about the brightness. I just need to make sure that the screws are, you know, properly lined up. See, that one isn't lined up. There we go. And at this stage, you also need to make sure that your acrylic diffuser is lined up nicely. So just make sure that it's lined up and as flush as you can. And a fun fact, the KBD75 was my first custom board when I entered the world of custom keyboards. So it really holds a special place in my heart, this particular model of board. And I think it is one of the best sounding tray mounts out there. I don't think there's a your mother reset switch. Hi. You redeemed highlight my message to say your mother reset switch. Well, can't believe you've done that. You redeemed that just to say your mother reset switch. You're very funny. You're very, very, very funny. But anyways, last two switches and it is done. Client build or yours? This is for a client. Today's build is for a client, not mine. And here is the top case. You're telling me collecting 10k of your channel points can get you to build me a KBD75? No. No, that's not how this works. Very funny. I had a GK64 XS as my first. Pretty good as well. Yeah, GK64 is a solid build. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not going to build you a KBD75. So you use it to highlight message. Fair enough. Where's my sub? There's no VO file to flash? I flashed it at the start. Oh, you mean for the, is this for the KBD75 or for the Alice? Omega Dominator. Alice. Oh, no, there's no, when you flash it, it isn't compatible with VIA. You have to flash it with the, oh, what's up, Z? You have to flash it with the software, and then the software, after that, you have to import the JSON into VIA, and then from there, then you will be able to use your software. Like, you'll be able to use VIA. I think I show it off in my, my Alice build stream, actually. What if you accidentally pressed the, so you flash the regular firmware on first. Oh, oops. Wait, I'm gonna turn the light so you can see. You flash regular software onto it first, and then you just load the VIA file on. I can send you, I think, or if you can, which is that? I'll pass you the hex later on once I'm done with this. Anyways, keycap time. Any guesses? Any guesses to what will pair well with this brilliant red case? I'm not gonna plug it in yet. Any guesses? Can you teach me how to use VIA? I will need it for Vega, right? A brass weight would look nice for this build. You can get a brass weight on the KBD75v2, but again, I don't think it's completely necessary. Where's my scissors? Where did my scissors go? I lost my scissors. Oh, whatever. Yeah, you don't have to flash the PCB for Vega. Don't worry about it. No, you guys are all wrong. It's not Crimson, it's not Redline, it's my favorite set, white on black. To create the layers, that's on VIA. So you can do that straight away, out of the box. No problem. But you guys are all wrong. It is my favorite set ever. White on black. No, my favorite set is not Boop. My favorite set is white on black, and always will be white on black. The best looking set. White on black. Vega is so perfect. Well, if you like it that much, then, I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't buy it. Yeah, just get the group buy. I mean, wait a little bit. Hang on. 1 minute. What a scam. Anyways, you probably don't play flip when the group buy is right around the corner, man. Don't pay flip when the group buy is right there. I mean, these WUB are JMK. No, these are capture or the ones that you can find on Novelty's site. So it's double shot PBT, not ABS, but it's a solid set for the price. Yeah, PBT, but it's double shot, so you can see inside is the legend color. So this double shot. Drop has it too. That's GMK. So GMK is ABS. Drop has GMK white on black, which is on my F1. I'll show you later. So not the same as this. But I think this red and black build will look great. Oh man, it's getting kind of late. One-year ETA. I mean, sure, it's 1 year, but it saves you so much money, first of all. And secondly, the wait will be worth it, because you'll be happy with the board you get. Oh, that's sounding very promising. I'm not going to tease you. I'm not going to press any of the keys, so you don't hear what it sounds like. I'm going to tease you guys. You'll probably be stuck with a baby hobby by then. Well, what baby hobby are you going for? What baby hobby do you think you'll be stuck with? There are so many hobbies you can be in. We're not using that shift. But no spoilers. No one's... Okay, Coley Yank, are you still here? Where's your prediction today? We need your prediction. Watch Korean drama, pass time quickly. Exactly. Just wait. 111. Okay, you're here. But how will this sound? Okay, Z thinks this will sound great. What do you think it'll sound like, a Coley Yank? No, Thok. Okay, we've got one Thok prediction. I'm thinking it'll be a small pitchy sound. Oh, we've got conflicting theories. EBBT, I find them to be more pitchy than ABS. Interesting. It'll be Thok with a hint of clack. Oop. At the return. Exactly like what Akal said. With the milky tops? You think so? possible with alu plate, I think. Just your theory. Well, we will put your theory to the test. I have put the F12 in the wrong spot. If it's loomed and filmed, it should have a hint of thock. Definitely thocky. Oh, that sounds promising. What do I put here? What is the layout I set? Because I let me plug this in. A hint of thock is the source of thock. Okay, so I put this as print screen. And then I'll put this as scroll lock, so whatever you guys can, the guy can change his caps later. And then delete. Okay, I'm gonna use the row 4s for this because I like to have a little bit of contrast. But anyways, delete home. Where's the row 4 end? End. Page up. Oh no, end is at the bottom. Okay, page up, page down, end. Okay, where's our 1.75 shift? You can already hear the thock. Allocate a PC case. I don't own Mizu set. I prefer allo cases over PC. But that, again, that is personal preference. And last but not least, the function key. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is one built KBD75v2 with a red and black color. Let me just put the keycaps on there so I don't forget. Here we go. Who wants a type test? I want a type test. I think this will sound great. That is my prediction. I think this will sound absolutely great. Okay, as usual, let's mute that desktop audio. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, let's bring up... Clipped it. Don't clip it yet. Now you guys can see the type test. Ready? That sounds amazing. I think that sounds fucking amazing. That's the mods. Oh. That sounds like sex. Let's go for another one. Let's change the time to 1 minute so we can get a proper one. Ready? What a choke. I do hear a metal ping. I don't hear it. No, I don't hear it. But it sounds fucking solid. It sounds amazing. Alloy God mode. Yeah, one word off. What do you think, Alloy? What do you think of your board? You can hear the camera shaking? Oh yeah, that's... Yeah, my tripod's shitty. Sounds a little like Vega. A little, just a little. Well, that is one of the best sounding KBD75v2s I've built. I think it sounds great. I don't know about you guys, but I think that sounds amazing. Yeah, it's one of the best tray mounts out there. Really, KBD75, always impressing me. Oh, it's time for lighting, because we haven't turned on that RGB strip. Look at this. Let's put it to something I'm used to, like the rainbow swirl. I think this looks great. Breathing. Rainbow swirl. Look at that. If the web is out of a hot swap PCB, I mean I can solder it for you if you know what switches you want, but look at that. I think it looks great. It's a great board. It looks great with the red and the black. I'll solder it for you. Like, relax. Oh, you meant 65? Yeah. Okay. I feel like doing one more type test because this sounds so solid. Ready? Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god, I choked so hard. Stop highlighting. Okay, well, it usually takes maybe for me maybe like 2 weeks usually. Usually it takes me 2 weeks. 2 weeks for it to get here. But wow, that sounds I'm impressed with this board. I think it sounds great. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for me today. I need to go sleep. I've got work tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you again soon. I have some other boards coming up. Most notably, maybe... Can I tap in the alphas again? Sure. Yeah, sounds good. But anyways, thank you again for tuning in today. Have a good night. See you guys soon. May have an F1 build coming up soon. Bye bye.